Hi friends, it's good to be with you again. Today's lesson is for the third Sunday in Lent. And we remember that for us, Lent is the color of purple. It's a time where we can slow down and think about who Jesus really was and what his work on earth was for us. The first week, we remembered that Jesus came to earth as a wordless baby. And God chose the mother Mary and the father Joseph to care for the baby Jesus and give him everything that he needed. On the second Sunday of Lent, we remembered that Jesus grew to be a boy. And when he was about 12 years old, and he went to the great city of Jerusalem for the High Holy Days, Jesus got lost. His parents could not find him and looked and looked and looked. And then finally, they found him in the temple talking with the priests. And those priests and scribes in the temple were listening to Jesus because he knew so much. And Jesus was listening to them because he wanted to know even more. When his parents found him, they said, "Why did you do this to us?" And Jesus said, "Didn't you know that I would be in my Father's house?" For this next Sunday, we're going to look at our next story. This is the story of Jesus' baptism. Jesus grew and became a man. When he was about 30 years old, he went to the river Jordan, and there his cousin John was baptizing people. In this picture, you can just see the very back of John's head and his hand on Jesus. Jesus waded out into the river Jordan until he was face to face with John. He looked at John and he said, "Baptize me." John then looked at Jesus as if he was seeing him for the very first time. Now John saw who Jesus really was. So John said, "No, you must baptize me. You're the one we've been waiting for. You are the Messiah." But Jesus said to him, "No, it is written that you will come before me to prepare the way. So baptize me." Jesus went down into the darkness and chaos of the water. And when John lifted him out of the water, people who were there said they saw a dove from heaven come down to rest with Jesus. And other people at the time said they heard a voice from heaven say, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." And after Jesus had been baptized, he then went out into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. He went there to talk with God, to learn more about who he was and what his work on earth was going to be. Now, I wonder what you have in your house that you might like to bring to this story. Do you have something that reminds you of Jesus's baptism or your baptism? Is there something at your house that reminds you of the dove that came to Jesus from heaven? Or is there something at your house that helps you hear that voice? That voice that in this story says, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." I would love to see any of these things or anything else you would like to bring to the story on our Zoom call this week. Thanks for listening.